Heavy rains have triggered calls for help in Lewis County. First responders have been rescuing people from their homes and their cars. King 5's Drew Mickelson is live for us in Napavine, where some folks are surrounded by water. Drew, what's happening there right now?
Well, Jessica, there is a rescue that is underway as we speak. About 10 minutes ago or so, a Chehalis Fire boat headed in to what is Hamilton Road, which is an area that has been underwater basically since about dawn this morning. This is the Napavine River that's causing all of the problems. Earlier this morning, it turned an I-5 overpass into a bridge, essentially, and there were several cars that were trapped there. Take a look at this video from earlier this morning. Those drivers thought they could make it through the water underneath that overpass, but they were wrong. Firefighters had to smash out the window of one of the cars to rescue one of the drivers who was trapped in his car that was filling with water. Now, this rescue area that we're talking about, it's about a half mile from that overpass, and there were 7 people rescued this morning. Some had water in their homes, others were just surrounded by water and they could not drive out. There was too much water on the road, so they did the right thing. They called for help, and the sheriff's office helped the Fire District 3 folks get those folks out of here. We talked to one neighbor who said this river, the Napavine, just surged quickly overnight.
Yeah, it can sneak up pretty good, because when we left here last night at dark, it wasn't even cresting the river, and this morning it's like this, so it's kind of hard to tell how fast it's going to rise.
Now that flashing light you see, that's where the boat headed down the road. That's Hamilton Road there. So that rescue, as we said, is happening as we speak. We were told it was a family and they had several pets. They're hopefully going to have those folks out safely. Obviously, we'll stand by here. Tom says he can see the boat coming, so we're hoping to get a look at the boat, hopefully with some of the folks who had been trapped in here. We talked to neighbors who said, you know, this road, this area, it does flood. The Napavine River has been known to flood, but this was one of the bigger ones that folks had seen lately. So we're gonna keep waiting for this boat. And can we tell if there are people on board? It looks like there are people on board, so that's a good sign. It's going to take them a while to get back here. We're going to stay here on scene, and we'll have an update for you a little bit later on, but we'll send it back to you in Seattle.
Drew, if you can hear me, actually, we're going to stay with you in this picture because we can see that boat. They kind of went back a little bit, and now they're kind of hoping to make their way. I hope they're going to come down and we can see a little bit clearer. But can you tell me how deep that water is that we're seeing behind you? If you have any idea, is it a couple feet there?
It's, yeah, a couple of feet is what we saw. Photographer Tom Tedford noticed that when the guys were getting out of the boat to head in, it was up to about a little bit past their knees maybe. So too deep for trucks and vehicles, and that's the problem here. So they had to go in there with a boat. They did use this retired military vehicle. Okay, now you can see the boat coming back around, and yeah, there were just 2 firefighters on it when it went in, so that's a good sign that there are more people on there. Yeah. I'm going to get a closer look at our monitor here. So,
and as they're
these
making
folks had been in their homes all day.
And as they're making their way, and we get a clearer shot of what's happening, Drew, I see a car behind the boat as well. Looks like a truck. Looks like they're making their way back. And they're stopped there. Doesn't look like there's any markers there for people not to cross that road. Have you seen a lot of roadblocks, or what's the situation in that area?
There are, yeah. We're just at the dry end of this road where there is a road closed sign, and it's pretty obvious. And we saw a few people come down this road earlier today and say, oh, now I know why it's closed, because this is, it looked like, I mean, truly the river had swallowed up this road. You know, there are some roads there you can still see the pavement and maybe the midline, but this was a road that was pretty deep, at least I would say a couple of feet, and you can probably get a good sense of how deep it is right there where they're walking through. And it's there are some raised levels, and you can see they had to raise their outboard there. But so you're going to see them now get into a pickup truck. Mm-hmm. This was a District 5 truck that they were hopefully going to transfer them into, because there are spots along this road that they can't take that boat. So they'll be in the back of a pickup here, and I got to think they're going to be pretty grateful. We've been in touch with another family that was rescued earlier this morning, and their in-laws were very grateful for the firefighters who basically kind of worked all night helping those folks in their cars out, and then obviously some of these people out of their homes.
And from what I can
and,
see, Drew, it looks like 2 adults and a couple of pets there that they're unloading from the raft. Those adults look like they were able to get out of the raft just fine, and they're walking around. Is that what you're saying too?
I do see that, yeah. That could be a child there, I suppose.
Okay.
But yeah, they found a higher dry spot. But yeah, it's we're probably almost a quarter mile or so away. We've got an extended lens on our camera, luckily, where you can see there. Where yeah, these folks, as I was saying, they had been in their homes all day. The water hasn't really risen since it peaked here at about 6 this morning, but these folks may not have wanted to go through another night of this. And while the river has receded a little bit, it is expected to get back to this flood stage tomorrow afternoon. And with more wet weather on the horizon, I think people are probably looking for a way to get out. But
Yeah, good news for that family.
Looks to be a successful. Yes, indeed. So we'll try to get some more information by 5 o'clock for you, Jessica.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Drew. We'll let you work the scene there, get some more answers. Hopefully that family is fine as we are watching this live rescue there. And as you've mentioned, the weather expected to get worse throughout the night, so we're